When it comes to the future of television, I don't think anybody you talk to is going to disagree with the fact that streaming is definitely the way that things are starting to go. It's the future of television, which I did talk about back in a video I did earlier last month, my top 10 TV shows, which you haven't checked that out on the channel. Go ahead and do that after this video is over. It's good stuff there. But yeah, streaming is definitely the way things are starting to go. You see a lot of these big time media companies are shifting more to online streaming platforms. It's much easier. No cable or satellite companies you gotta fight with about pricing. You just sign up for this stuff and do it all online. When you want to cancel it, click a button, cancel. Everything's good to go there. So it's definitely the way things are going. Um, and there's so many good ones out there. With all these companies starting to do it, it's almost a little bit of overload because there's so much out there to view, and a lot of these places are doing really good jobs with original content, which I'll talk a little bit more about later here. But the point of this video that I want to talk about is why I think Disney Plus is the absolute worst streaming service out there. And that's a lot of what this video is going to be about today. But before we get into that, I just want to ask you guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you would. Ring the notification bell, get updates on when I post more of my videos. Comment your thoughts, like the video if you enjoy it. Tell a friend about it. Tell them to subscribe as well. I'm at 64 subscribers. I'd like to get up to 100 as soon as possible, so let's get that rolling. Anyway, let's get into the conversation here. So, the biggest thing that I look for when it comes to streaming services is originality in content, as well as, as you noticed from my top 10 TV shows video, if you have watched it, a lot of my top 10 shows are shows from my past, and some of these streaming platforms actually have that. So let's start with my favorite. Up here at the top is Hulu for me. Hulu has a lot of really good TV shows from when I was young, and they still show them. They show like new episodes, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one that I really like. Not when I was young; it's more recent, but Hulu has the rights to their episodes. They put them on FX, but they get put on Hulu right away, which I would guess is how most people end up viewing them. A lot of stuff like that. Hulu has live TV, which is great. And as well as they do have some of their own original stuff, and sometimes they'll have deals with shows that are made from lesser known companies and buy the rights to them, so that lesser known company gets some money, and then Hulu gets to have a good product on their platform, which is great. So Hulu is definitely up at the top for me, and I was just watching golf on it this morning, so it's a good place to watch some live sports too. A little more pricey. They actually have there's a bundle deal you can get with ESPN Plus. I think Disney Plus might be included as well. But anyway, ESPN Plus is a story for a different day. And then Netflix was obviously Netflix was king of streaming for the longest time. They were the first ones to do it. Their path was odd. They used to be kind of like an online Redbox where you order movies online, get them shipped to you, you send them back, everything's great, and kind of shutting Blockbuster down, right? That's kind of what they were known for. And they used to be a platform where they were a lot of obviously with that, movies and TV shows that everybody knew. But as time has gone on, they have shifted to more original content, which is great because they have a lot of really good stuff. Stranger Things is in the mainstream right now, and that's probably one of the best shows they have on there. They have The Witcher as well, which isn't like an original show, I guess, but it's based off a book and a game, mainly the book for the show, but no one's ever done it before, so it's original in a way. But the only issue with Netflix, though, is everybody knows they got those price hikes. They're implementing, or they're not implementing it yet. They're testing the change of password sharing, and if they can charge people more for that, which would be kind of a buzzkill. But because everybody does with streaming services, one person in the family buys each one, and you share. HBO Max and Apple TV, when it comes to originals, they have top-notch originals, as well as HBO Max. Game of Thrones, obviously, is an HBO show. They put all their old HBO shows on HBO Max, so obviously they still show them on TV, but I think they're moving towards that streaming. Apple TV, I don't have Apple products, never watched it myself, but Ted Lasso, I've heard, is amazing. I know there's some other ones that I just can't think of right now, but they have some good stuff. There's also YouTube TV for more live TV type stuff, Fubo TV for some other live TV type of stuff. So the live TV thing still happens, but trying to move away from those cable companies. And then Peacock, that's another big one. NBC shows they put on there, so that's great. Paramount Plus, they tried with the thing, and some people say it's good. I guess I haven't really checked it out. I've seen some things on there. It's where I watched Sonic 2, which was pretty good. They tried Halo. They tried Halo, which is not original content at all. I think was it Amazon doing? Yeah, Amazon's got its own thing. Amazon's doing like a Lord of the Rings show, so they're not really doing original stuff. But when you want to get down to the nitty gritty and talk about a streaming service that barely does anything original at all, let's talk about Disney Plus. So, Obviously Disney is huge. We all know that. They own so many different things. It's hard for them. I mean, obviously, from a business standpoint, you get why they do what they do, but I want to talk about two big companies that I think they really is their draw when it comes to Disney Plus, and that would be Marvel and Star Wars. So Marvel, I loved from the first Iron Man, which kind of started their big arc that they've done that took what 15 years. Um, so like I loved Marvel back then, but after Endgame, I lost interest. So the TV shows that they put on are just so boring. I mean, it's the same. Nobody. I mean, some people watch it just to watch, but I really don't know. I mean, I shouldn't talk for everybody. I'll talk for myself. I just don't care. I tried watching Loki and it was interesting, but I watched like 2 episodes and I'm just like, I just don't care to watch it. It's so, to me, it's just so much of a cash grab using these already known names. Star Wars is the other one, obviously. All these Star Wars shows they're doing. If you ask one of my friends, he has a lot of opinions about those, but it's just, I feel like Disney Plus, well, yes, they do have some original stuff that they're doing. A lot of it is just cash grabby content on names that everybody knows, so everybody's going to watch it. And like I said, those two big ones are Marvel and Star Wars. It's just like when I saw the thought for this video came when I saw the commercial for She-Hulk the lawyer, and it was just one of those moments where I'm just like, it's this platform is just it's so boring. Everything is so boring. Like, let's go back to Marvel. They had this big build up to all of to Endgame, and then everything like that was such a great culmination of content. And when they said they were going to go on to the next phase, I'm like, how do you do that? Like, what do you do to get there? And then Disney Plus happened, so that was always their plan, was just to make all these TV shows, and it's just like nobody cares. I'm sorry, it's so boring, it's so overdone. I wish they would have just ended after Endgame. I mean, obviously they're not, because people are going to pay for Disney Plus to watch these shows. But in my opinion, from what I've seen and heard, the shows are not good. Same thing with the Star Wars shows. People like them just because of what they are. But when you're like a big fan of this stuff, you realize that it's not that great of content. It's just such, I don't know. To me, I'm just not a fan. I have a Netflix and a Hulu subscription. I don't have a Disney Plus. I had it for free for a few months. Never watched a thing on it. Nothing caught my eye. Yeah, it's just, so to me, Disney Plus is easily at the bottom of the list just because that lack of original content, the cash grabbiness of trying to get all this stuff based off well-known properties. I mean, freaking Star Wars wasn't even theirs. They bought it and then they just did all, like, they made the new trilogy, which was terrible. It's all good entertainment, I guess, but if you're like a fan of all this stuff, it's not what you're looking for. So that is, in my opinion, why Disney Plus is the absolute worst streaming service out there. Like I said, Hulu is up at the top for me. Netflix is somewhere in the middle. All the other ones I haven't really watched enough. It'd be interesting. I think I'm going to do a video next week on House of the Dragon with Game of Thrones and HBO. I have some opinions there as well, kind of going into the same thing as Marvel and Star Wars, but we'll save that for next week. But that'll do it for me. That's why I think Disney Plus is the worst streaming service. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.